Ryan Reynolds wasn't always the ripped, sharp-jawed superhero type people think of today. Before Blade Trinity, he was more of a self-described frat boy type, eating whatever he wanted, drinking whatever he wanted, and not taking his body seriously. Then, Blade Trinity changed everything. Reynolds had about 3 months to completely rebuild his body for the role, and by the end, he had reportedly added 25 pounds of muscle. That transformation didn't just change how he looked on screen, it changed the way people saw him. This is the workout that gets you jacked like Ryan Reynolds. Before anyone knew Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, before anyone saw those abs on the big screen, he was barely an afterthought. He was the guy from that sitcom about 2 guys at a pizza place, not exactly superhero material. But in 2004, Reynolds landed a role in Blade Trinity alongside Wesley Snipes. And here's what most people don't know. He didn't ease into that transformation. His trainer, Bobby Strom, put him on a serious 3-month plan. 6 days a week in the gym, eating like an athlete, and treating the role like a physical deadline. Reynolds chose to make it happen. In roughly 90 days, Reynolds reportedly added 25 pounds of muscle and got dramatically leaner. His abs in Blade Trinity became one of the first times audiences looked at him and thought, wait, this guy is actually built. And the blueprint he used to build that body still works today, which is exactly what we're covering. Here's what's interesting about Ryan Reynolds that most people completely miss. Behind all that charm and confidence, Reynolds has also been open about dealing with anxiety for much of his life, especially around interviews, public appearances, and big career moments. He's even talked about having a nervous breakdown after the first Deadpool finally wrapped. That's what makes the training side of his story more interesting. It wasn't just about abs, it was one area where discipline, routine, and showing up consistently mattered. My take on this: there's something powerful about a guy who could make every excuse in the world, fame, pressure, anxiety, 4 kids, multiple businesses, and still chooses to put in the work. That's not just a fitness lesson, that's a life lesson. Now, let's break down exactly how Ryan Reynolds built and maintains that physique. Phase 1, the Blade Trinity Foundation. Reynolds' first serious training phase started with the trainer Bobby Strom. The principle was simple and brutal. Never repeat the same workout twice. Every single session was different. Your body never adapted. It never plateaued. It was constantly forced to respond. Here's what that looked like on a day-to-day basis. He trained 6 days a week with 1 rest day. Sessions ran 2 to 3 hours. He split his training into focused muscle groups: back one day, chest the next, legs, core, arms. But the exercises changed every session. This kept the muscles constantly guessing. For his sets, Reynolds worked in the 8 to 12 rep range, the sweet spot for building lean, functional muscle mass. He's also been quoted describing workouts that started with massive ab volume, sometimes 500 to 1,000 sit-ups, before the heavy lifting even began. Ryan Reynolds' abs didn't come from a machine or a shortcut. They came from brutal consistency, high-volume core work, and getting lean enough for that work to actually show. Fun fact worth mentioning, Reynolds is 6'2" and naturally lean. That's actually a challenge for building muscle, not an advantage. Taller frames take more muscle mass to look filled out, which makes what he accomplished in 90 days even more impressive. Phase 2, the Deadpool method. When Reynolds came back years later to finally film Deadpool, a project he fought for over 11 years, he had a foundation in place, but now the goal shifted. Less bulk, more definition. Functional strength, not just size. His trainer shifted to Don Saladino, who brought in a smarter, more athletic approach. This wasn't just about building beach muscles anymore. Reynolds had to look sharp, move well, survive fight scenes, and stay durable through a demanding filming schedule. Saladino's goal was what he called a performance physique: strong, lean, mobile, and athletic. Each session with Saladino started with mobility work, not stretching to check a box, real, intentional movement to get the joints open and the body firing correctly before a single weight was touched. His trainer called it allowing the body to move and open up. The big lesson from that phase isn't that you need to copy every exercise Reynolds did, it's that his training became more complete. Mobility came first, strength mattered, conditioning mattered, core work mattered, and the workouts were built to make him look good while still moving like an athlete, not just standing in front of a mirror chasing a pump. Reynolds still trained hard, but the goal wasn't to destroy himself every session. Saladino's style was built around training with intensity while still leaving a little gas in the tank. That matters when you're filming, doing stunt work, handling press, and trying to stay consistent without getting injured. The point wasn't to crawl out of the gym, the point was to keep progressing. He also trained for movement, conditioning, and action scenes, not just aesthetics. For Deadpool, the body had to do more than look good shirtless. It had to move well in fight choreography, handle long shooting days, and still look athletic on camera. The side effect was a physique that looked more functional, not just pumped up. Another testament to his fitness, Reynolds ran the New York City Marathon in 2008 to support Parkinson's research through the Michael J. Fox Foundation in honor of his father, who lived with the disease. The same guy who built one of Hollywood's sharpest superhero physiques also put himself through 26.2 miles for a cause that was personal to him. Keep that in mind next time you're looking for a reason to skip a workout. Phase 3. Staying jacked past 40. Ryan Reynolds is well past 40 now and still looks incredible. The approach has evolved again. These days, it's more about quality over quantity, functional strength, mobility strength, and staying consistent without beating the body into the ground. Saladino programs full-body principles, smart periodization, and conditioning work that fits the goal. Reynolds has used short, intense cardio bursts, things like sprint intervals on the bike or explosive climbing work, instead of relying on endless, slow cardio. He also limits cardio when building muscle. Too much steady-state cardio can burn through the caloric surplus you need to grow. Reynolds understood this early. Cardio is a tool, not a religion. Now, let's talk about food. The Ryan Reynolds diet. Reynolds has said himself, it all comes down to nutrition. You can do the workouts and get nowhere if the diet is wrong. During his Blade Trinity transformation, Reynolds ate around 3,200 calories per day, spread across 6 meals every 2 to 3 hours. High protein, mostly eggs, chicken, tuna, and steak. Complex carbs, oatmeal, brown rice, sweet potato. Healthy fats from sources like avocado and almond butter. And he reportedly cut carbs off at night. His trainer introduced sweet potato as a key carbohydrate, and Reynolds has credited that shift with dramatically changing how his physique responded to training. Simple food, no complicated supplements, no magic shakes. For Deadpool, his approach followed a similar principle. Stay disciplined, eat for performance, and make the diet sustainable enough to survive a long production schedule. The supplements most commonly connected to his transformation are basic ones like creatine and L-glutamine, not some secret Hollywood stack. How to apply the Ryan Reynolds method to your life? Here's the thing. Ryan Reynolds had trainers, chefs, and a film studio backing his transformation. You probably don't. But the principles translate directly. If you're starting from scratch, begin with 3 days a week of full body training. Hit an upper push, an upper pull, a squat pattern, and a hinge pattern every session. Keep it to 4 exercises, 3 sets each. Add core work at the end. Start with 3 sets of 30-second planks and build up. After 4 weeks, add a 4th day. Keep reps in the 8 to 12 range for muscle building. Don't train to absolute failure when you're training frequently. Leave 1 or 2 reps in the tank. For nutrition, hit your protein first. Aim for close to 1 gram per pound of your body weight every day. Build your meals around lean protein, then add carbs based on how hard you're training that day. Light day means fewer carbs. Heavy session means more. Give yourself some flexibility so the plan stays sustainable. Reynolds did it, you can do it. And if you're wondering why none of this works without the last ingredient, it's the same reason Ryan Reynolds still shows up even with pressure, anxiety, 4 kids, a film career, and multiple businesses. Discipline. Discipline is what's there when everything else isn't. If you want to see what this kind of training looks like across different body types and celebrity physiques, check out the other celebrity fitness videos on this channel. Everybody is different. Every approach is tailored, but the principles are always the same.